Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for joining today's featured franchise opportunity spotlight session. Appreciate your time and interest today. I commit that this presentation will be 20 minutes, as I said in my messaging, inviting you to the opportunity session today. And we'll definitely stay on afterwards for Q&A, so I invite you to go ahead and type your questions in the Q&A box here in Zoom, and we'll make sure to get to all of them after the end of my guest's presentation today. I'm Leslie Cuban, and many of you who are on the session today, we've met before. You know me, you know what I do. I've been advising prospective franchisees and franchisors for many years. And I offer a spotlight session like this once in a while. It's not something that I regularly do. When I see a franchise brand and a model that really stands out to me, something that's really different, not another Me Too out there, that's when I get really excited and look forward to presenting to my audiences here. So really appreciate you being here. We're going to talk about a really interesting brand in the sleep wellness industry and some things that I like about it. First of all, the market positioning. I see very clear differentiators in the market space that this business is in. We'll talk about that. I like the organization and the people behind the brand. I like where they are in their growth curve. They've got a nice, long, proven history, but still early enough in their growth phase so that there's a lot of opportunity to capture prime markets. I like the unit economics and what the expansion strategy is for this opportunity. And finally, a standout feature is the caliber of franchise owners who are attracted to this brand. And my guest is going to give you several examples and their backgrounds. And these are folks who bring a lot to the table, a lot of business experience, and are really going to be additive to the ongoing growth and cultivation of the business model. So I'll stop talking now, and I'm going to turn it over to my guest, Jeff Bean. We've got the great reveal here. Jeff, so welcome. And we really appreciate you being here. And you're going to talk about an opportunity called Verlo Mattress. So
Yes,
take it away, my friend.
thank you for having me, Leslie, and thank you for everybody's time this afternoon, this morning, depending on where you are. So I'm here to talk to you about Verlo Mattress, and I know the word mattress is probably not getting you all excited, but there are some clear differentiators, as Leslie mentioned, that in this business model, and some things to think about that I think are pretty compelling. So a couple things as we dive right into this that you need to know. Number one, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, where the mattress industry is a very, very large industry, both globally in the US, and it is becoming even bigger, believe it or not. So that is not news to you. You also know it's a very fragmented market. The minute you see mattress, you're probably thinking, well, there's a mattress firm over here and Rooms to Go sells mattresses. So why would I be interested in another mattress brand? And how is it any different than what's already out there? So we'll talk a little bit about that today, but it's massive and it is absolutely fragmented. It's a fragmented market that Verlo has figured out the differentiators in this market. There are a few points, and by the way, y'all, the other thing about mattresses and why furniture locations and mattress stores really hone in on it is it's the second most profit per square foot in retail, behind jewelry. So there's a reason that when you see a Rooms to Go commercial, they lead with mattresses because it's a very high margin angle of their business. There are a few things you need to understand about the mattress industry and some of the shifts that are happening. First, online versus storefront. A lot of people I chat with talk about, well, we can just buy our mattress online. And that's certainly true. And many people will buy a mattress online for their 15-year-old or their 10-year-old or whatever. Most people in the marketplace now, over 80%, want to lay in the beds before they buy them. They want to lay on the mattress. Online locations are not doing well. If you've seen Casper or Purple, for example, their stock was trading at $45 a share in 2020 during COVID. Right now it's at $1.50. And it's because there's a really big focus from the consumer right now about trying the mattress and making sure they get it right before it ends up in their master bedroom. The other piece about it is it's regulated. This is a regulated industry. Mattresses are. A lot of people don't realize that. So that when Casper sends you a mattress or Purple or whoever, if you order online and you go through the hassle that it is to actually ship that thing back because it doesn't feel right to you, well, they can't resell it. They have to donate it or they have to trash it. And that eats big time into their profits. So the other piece to this is there's a health focus to this that is becoming a bigger and bigger play in the marketplace. Many of you already know this. They talk about the three pillars of health being diet, sleep, exercise. Well, diet, you can go sideways on your diet for a few days and be okay. You cannot exercise for a few days and be okay. But people are more and more realizing if you don't get a good night's sleep, then everything else goes sideways, right? It is truly the foundation for health. The other thing to know, and I didn't know this before we started working with Verlo, and I've worked with Verlo the last several years, is the average customer visits 2+ locations. They're not going to one location. They're there to solve a problem. They sweat when they sleep. Their neck hurts, whatever it is a destination, and they go to 2+ places. That is a number you need to know as we dive into this and the marketing side of this business as well. So just some of the nuances. As you look at this sea of mattresses, and they're everywhere, why Verlo? What are the differentiators in the marketplace that you need to be aware of here? And there is a big gap between the way Verlo does business and the way everybody else does business. First of all, you go into a Verlo mattress location, every single mattress is made to order for that customer. Okay, so let me also dig a little deeper here. If a husband and wife go into a Verlo mattress and the wife likes plush, the husband likes it firm, we will build the mattress plush on one side, firm on the other. Why? Because those two people sleep. They have different sleep preferences. And it's not hard to build a mattress, to assemble a mattress that is firm or plush on either side. So that's a really big deal. And the other big deal with this is we'll stay with the customer. If you buy a Sealy or you go to Mattress Firm, you buy a mattress, well, they hope they don't see you for 8 to 10 years, right? Because they're not going to come out and adjust it or amend it. Your sleep habits might change in those 6, 7, 8 years. You might get that mattress home and it doesn't feel just like it felt in that store. At Verlo, you don't have to get it right in the store, because when we send you home, when we deliver that mattress, if the wife sleeps on it, she's like, I want it plush, but it's a little too soft. We'll come out to the home and we'll adjust the mattress. It's not hard to do. It takes us 20 to 30 minutes in the home to do that. And in the first year, it's free. In years beyond that, if we go out and meet a client and they want to adjust 5 years into it, well, there is a small charge for that. But typically it's about $300, $400. But what we've just done for that customer is we just lengthened the life of their mattress. We made it feel brand new to them. And we also, by the way, there's an environmental play to this as well. We kept it out of a landfill. And that's becoming a bigger deal in the marketplace. So we stick with the customer. If you look at the reviews in the Midwest, this brand has been around since 1958 in the Midwest. The Google reviews, you'll see they have raving fans. And it's one of the things that you're going to see in all the locations that we've opened up. The other piece to this, and it's not a small deal, but it's customized. We stay with the client. And yes, it's actually less expensive. Because when you go to a Mattress Firm and you purchase that mattress, well, guess what? When Sealy sold it to Mattress Firm, they marked it up to Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm's going to turn around and mark it right back up to the end user. So by shrinking that, by not having the middleman, we don't have to mark it up. So generally, our mattresses are customized, yet 25 to 30% less than a comparable model in other locations. I show you this slide only because I want you to understand this is not a new brand. This brand has been around in the Midwest, Chicago, Milwaukee, since 1958. The one thing I want to hone in on this here is that 2013, the Marcus family, the Marcus Investment, billionaire family that owns hotels, big in franchising, one of the original KFC franchises, Applebee's, and they own Hilton's and Marriott's. They also own 2 very nice hotels in Milwaukee. And if you stay in those hotels, well, there's Verlo mattresses there. They knew the brand. They purchased, in 2013, after the owner of Verlo passed away, they purchased Verlo with the plan of, hey, we're going to expand this thing nationally. Brought in their own leadership team, and as of 2023, really pushed the foot on the gas with development. And as you can see, now we've opened up in Texas, Boston. We're about to open up in Phoenix, in Dallas. We've opened up in Kansas City, in all these markets. So we are now expanding the footprint. Verlo has always been big. Those original gray pins you see on that right up there in Wisconsin, always been there. Now we're expanding nationally because the Marcus family is investing big time in this brand. They're bringing on much more sophisticated owners that are looking to run scaled businesses. Other piece here, a couple things you need to know about the model. First off, it is semi-absentee. You can run this thing semi-absentee, manager run. Most of the business owners that are coming into this are doing just that. So the average business owner that's coming on board is buying 3 to 4 locations with us. They're manager run. And this is not a high employee model either. So total, if you have 3 locations open, you have 7 employees total. That's it. And we can hire for attitude. We can train them on the skill. Folks, I have built a mattress. It took me 30 to 35 minutes to do it. That's how long it takes it. It is not a complicated process to assemble a mattress. The key is using very good quality components. Obviously, the other key is staying with the client post-sale. The other piece here, it's a hub and spoke model. What I mean by that is the first location is the location which you saw in the opening slide. It's about 2,500 square feet of showroom space. And then in the back, there's space for inventory and the assembly where we actually assemble the mattresses. Okay, the other locations that we will open will all be showroom only. So we have a husband and wife, for example, that bought 7 locations in San Antonio. Their first location open, it is the 7,000, 8,000 square foot hub. All of the mattresses will be assembled there. They will service the other 6 showroom locations that couple is open. So, that first location, by the way, can be off the beaten path. It's a destination. The other ones we're going to put more in retail spaces. And by the way, we're going to put them right near competitors. We do that on purpose. We have all the background. We have all of the different teams there to support you. One thing I really want to hit home, though, is the marketing side of things. This has been really impressive to me as we have entered markets. I'm in Austin, Texas. As we've entered Texas, where we never had Verlo presence. These grand openings, the folks down there in the bottom left just opened up in Houston. The folks in San Antonio just had an exceptional first month after their grand opening. We're getting people to the door, even though the Verlo brand name is not known in Texas. We do that through digital. We do it through review management, social media. We push really hard on the made local, and we advertise that heavily. And y'all, not for nothing, but we also draft our competitors. Because again, the average customer is going to more than one location. So we know if they go to Sleep Number, 6 doors down, we know they're probably also going to come into our location. And there's an 81% chance if they walk into a Verlo, they're going to buy from us. 60 some odd percent buy immediately. The other 20+% that buy actually go to a different location and come back because they've seen the comps. So we know how to get people in the stores. The investment for that first location for the assembly / showroom, you're typically in that 6 to 6.25 range. If you're in California or New York or any of those expensive real estate markets, you're going to be a little higher than that. And that includes franchise fee, inventory, marketing. Also includes about $90,000 to $100,000 in operating cash, just to have on. We know you're going to need that. The showroom locations are more in that 325 range for those. So the investment goes down, and we give you 12 months to open up that first location and 12 months for every other location past that. And this just gives you some sense for the financials. Y'all, we're also in some rural spots. The original spots are Racine, Wisconsin, Janesville, Wisconsin. So this includes those locations. But the gross profit average is about 65%, and you can drop some of those shown expenses right there, of course. I want you to know what that looks like. Rent is a big thing people always have a question about. It's about 8%. But this is a very profitable model, as you can tell. These are the folks who just opened up in San Antonio. The ideal franchisee for us, typically, again, multi-unit, 3 to 4 locations is on average. We had someone buy 13 out west recently. But strong leadership experience. You can be an operator if you'd like. Most of our business owners are looking at manager run. And you can see just some of the backgrounds of the folks that are coming on board. The Dragers, he was an exec VP with a Fortune 500 logistics company, opened up in Massachusetts. You can see the Baileys. He was a COO with a tech firm. And we're about to open up in Dallas and in Phoenix. And you see folks a lot of folks that have owned other franchises have jumped on board with us as well. So just gives you some background of the folks that are coming on board. But Leslie, I think that kind of gives them the run of the industry a little bit and the business model and some of the differentiators. there might be some questions out there that I'm happy to answer. I think you're muted, Leslie.
I sure am. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Well
no worries.
Jeff, great job. And folks, I would invite you to, if you have any questions, type them in the Q&A box and we'll be happy to answer. I don't see any yet, so I'll wait for a minute here. Looks like you did a great job, Jeff, not getting any questions.
It is not a sexy business. Let me just say that, but it is a business at one of my, and I'll share this personally, folks. One of my best friends here in Austin is buying the entire Austin market. He is a seasoned franchise owner. And I'll tell you the thing that got him, Leslie, was when we went to Discovery Day and he went through the process, actually experienced it in store. All those differentiators are great, but they're also very much about the customer experience in the store. They're not just trying to sell you a mattress. It really is about the health aspects of this. It's a sleep system. So
we do have a question. Somebody's asking, can you see the margin cost page again?
I'll back up. And this is right in the FDD. And we share other franchisees' revenues. We will obviously put you in touch with franchisees that can share folks that have been in business for 6 months, people that have been in business for 40 years. As part of the process.
Jeff, I mean, I'm going to wait just another minute for any other questions here. So I'll ask you one. Here we go. Is there any kind of financing to help startup?
Yes, absolutely. We're SBA registered. We're SBA approved. We have preferred lenders, obviously, that love our business, that have also funded other franchises. So yes, we actually have that in place.
And is there, when you look at the people who are coming on board, and clearly you have a number of people, they're seeing an opportunity that has them capturing whole markets. Can you sum it up? What is it? And these are people that could do all kinds of things. What is it about Verlo that has them choosing this business?
Well, I think it's number one, they all agree. None of them are worried about sexy. Like again, that's something that is important to some people. These folks, they put that to the side to say, look, I'm not worried about that. I know it's necessary. I know everybody sleeps in a bed. I know it's not going anywhere. And I know the cool thing is you can't put it online. You can, but when you look at, for example, the female is the one driving the decision to buy the bed in most every household. And most households, it's actually getting higher. It's less sales online. So they recognize that it's necessary. There's a true differentiator because the customer experience and just staying with the customer is different than anything else out there. So I think they're recognizing necessary, high margin, and low employee, I think, are the key points that they're referencing.
And I'll underscore the ability to get a really, really high quality mattress for substantially less than what a Tempur-Pedic or something else could be. That was a standout feature to me. So, and you guys clearly have a process and system for getting the word out so that people know where you are and they know to come in and give this a try before making a final decision. So It sounds like you guys win most of the time when people come through the door. That's great.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to, I don't see any other questions, so we're going to wrap up here. Jeff, thank you so much. You did a great job. And folks, I'll be sending out a replay of today's session. And if you would like to discuss further, just reply to my email and I'll do my best to answer any questions. I will need to get you in touch with Jeff to really get into the weeds and details of the opportunity if you'd like to take it to that next step. So thanks everybody for coming today. Jeff, thanks so much for being a part of today's session. Okay.
Thank you, Leslie. Take care.
Bye-bye.